Something woke me up. A weight on the end of the bed.
You don't have to do this now, Alice.
I do. Or I might not be able to do it again.
Okay, in your own time.
I knew there was something there, even in the dark. I could see a shape, darker than the rest of the room. I thought I was dreaming. Then he spoke.
Did you recognise his voice?
No.
Did he have an accent?
No, I don't think so. But when my eyes got used to the dark, I could see there was something wrong with his face. It was too smooth. He was wearing a mask. Then he asked me where I kept my money and my jewellery. I'm not a brave woman, I told him straight away. I could hear him crashing around in here, opening drawers. Should I have screamed? I wanted to use the phone, but my legs, they wouldn't work.
That was the shock, it's natural.
Well, then it went quiet. And I thought, that's it. He's got what he wanted, and he's gone. And a feeling came back to my legs. And I was getting out of bed. There he was, in the doorway. He was too strong. I tried to fight back. I did.
It's okay. It's okay, you're safe now.
There was nothing. I couldn't stop him. I couldn't stop him. You sure he's not here?
No, we've checked.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he's gone. We've looked everywhere.
You need to see this.
I'm sorry, I'm needed, but I'm just outside, okay? It's okay.
Looks like the same MO. Door forced with a jemmy.
Man in a mask, middle-aged woman living on her own. We've got another problem. Debbie Morse was attacked, what, 8 days ago?
Yeah, Sue Black's was a fortnight before that, with less time between each attack.
I don't know what sick kicks he gets out of this, but whatever it is, the effects aren't lasting as long. I just hope that makes him careless.
Oh, so that's your plan? You wait for him to make a mistake?
Well, I'm open to other suggestions, but we've had 2 daylight attacks, 3 in the early hours, and he's not left even as much as a strand of DNA.
But even if he had, you haven't got a suspect to compare him with.
Yeah, I'm well aware of that, Sergeant.
Is that all you're bringing?
I've got everything I need in here, thank you very much.
Right, so you didn't bring your swimming trunks then?
You never said anything about swimming.
Oh. What about your walking boots?
What?
I suppose I could lend you a pair of skis.
What, we're going to a Lido on top of a mountain, are we?
You don't want me to spoil the surprise, do you?
You are a big tease, Melody Bell.
Yeah, and don't you love it?
How is she?
Still in shock. I've sent all the samples down to the lab.
But can you confirm that she's been raped?
Well, I couldn't say for sure yet, but all the evidence fits with what she said.
I'll have to interview her.
You'll have to be quick with it to call for an ambulance. Looks like she might have a couple of broken ribs.
What, on top of everything else he's done to her? My notebook was here, I'm sure it was.
Hey, look, calm down. In your condition.
Look, I'm pregnant. It's nothing compared to having your life torn apart by a vicious rapist.
How about we meet up later?
I don't think I'm very good company.
You need to eat.
I'll just grab something from the canteen.
Oh, well, getting out of here might help get your mind off things.
I don't think a plate of pasta's going to help me forget these women's faces.
All I'm saying is that you need some time away from all this.
Okay. Not tonight, OK? Are you lurking?
Me? No, I don't lurk. I just wasn't sure what kind of a woman you are.
I beg your pardon?
Well, I couldn't work out whether you were a flowers or a chocolate sort of girl, so I got you both. By way of an apology for yesterday.
Well, much as I would love to watch you grovel some more, I have an appointment and I'm already late for it.
But we can talk when you get back.
Oh, yes, there will be talking. Lots of it. And, those are wilted, by the way.
Does she have anything useful to add?
No, she doesn't seem to have any connection with the previous victims. Where have you been? I thought you were looking at the case photos again.
I have been. That's about to go and get this.
The Bridge Lights, what's that got to do with the case?
How about that it links all the victims?
OK, so what am I meant to be looking at?
Debbie Morse's bedroom, Sue Black's living room.
Yeah, I do know these photos like the back of my hand.
Yeah, but what you didn't see is this. Same thing in both shots.
A magazine?
The same magazine.
Leatherbridge Nights.
And I remember Alice Whittaker had a copy in her kitchen, this month's issue. So I had the shot of Sue Black's copy blown up. You see that it's turned to a small ads page? She circled an advert. Here. Same ad. They must run it in every issue.
The Cupid Club. One of the victims mentioned a dating agency in the statements.
Definitely not.
Why didn't you tell me this before?
I didn't want to waste your time if it was just another dead end.
OK, we split up. We take 2 victims each. This could be the break we've been waiting for.
Well, don't you want to talk to Alice Whittaker first? Confirm that she's a member of this Cupid Club?
No, she'll be with the doctor for at least another hour. I don't want to waste another minute.
So we're here then? Ah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, don't get me wrong, I love living in town. Tapas bars, frothy coffee on your doorstep, but seriously, how can Leatherbridge compare to this?
Yeah, it'd be great to take the bike out.
Wind in your hair, half a ton of thoroughbred between your legs.
What a rush.
Can't beat it.
So, we're going to some outdoor activity centre then, are we? All of all that sort of stuff. Back to nature, sleeping under the stars.
I do not do sleeping under the stars.
OK, so what, some cushy country hotel somewhere?
Oh, you're fishing again.
Oh, come on, just one clue.
Oh, OK, I give in. We are staying at my parents' house.
What? Very funny. You nearly had me there. You serious?
But what?
Isn't it just a bit early to be doing all the meet the parents stuff?
It's all right, they're not going to be there. They're on a cruise of Norwegian fjords. Anyway, the house sitter said she couldn't make it till Monday, so I'd look after things for a few days, OK?
Spending the weekend with you out here, alone? What wouldn't be OK?
It took a bit of persuading, but they eventually both admitted they were members of the Cupid Club.
Yeah, same here. If only this had come out earlier.
Oh, Sue Black was too embarrassed to admit that she needed to join a dating agency.
Debbie Morse didn't think it was important. She'd only dated a couple of men from the agency, and that was a month before she was attacked.
Our boy's not stupid. He would know he had to wait a while or risk putting himself right in the frame. Both the women I talked to insist they didn't take any of their dates home.
He could have followed them. He could have used the dates to select his victims, find out where they lived, make sure they lived alone.
And didn't have a dog to raise the alarm when he broke in.
Now all we need to do is find the one man that all the victims dated. I'll meet you at the Cupid Club. How many members have you got?
This way, please. You can talk in my office. Do we really have to do this here? Surely I could have answered any questions over the telephone.
Do you have a problem being seen cooperating with the police?
No, not as such. It's just that, well, this is a business where client confidentiality is of the utmost importance.
And we are investigating serious crimes here, Mr. Pillowell.
Yes, I read about it in the newspapers. Terrible business, of course. But I'm sure that any connection with the Cupid club's a mere coincidence.
Have you got the information I asked you for?
Shouldn't you have a court order before you look at our confidential records?
You are kidding.
I'm well within my rights.
And a serial rapist is using your membership list to select his victims. I'd have thought you want him caught as much as we do.
Yeah. Yes, of course. It's all here. I've extracted a list of the introductions we arranged for the unfortunate ladies. As you can see, we're quite a success rate. A typical member will get half a dozen introductions for their annual fee.
None of the names match.
They could have used false identities.
Impossible. Every member has to supply a recent photo. We'd know if anyone tried to register under more than one name.
And no one can arrange a date without going through you.
If we allowed them to do that, they wouldn't need to pay their membership fee, would they?
I thought you said Alice Whittaker was a member.
She is.
Then why isn't her name on the list?
She only signed up a fortnight ago.
What difference does that make?
We haven't had time to arrange any introductions for her yet, so does that mean this maniac isn't a member after all?
Looks that way.
Well, that's a relief. Yeah, I mean, I want you to catch this man, of course, but you can understand why I don't want his crimes attached to my business.
Oh, yeah. We wouldn't want your business to suffer, would we?
You wanted a word?
Daniel?
I know what happened yesterday was unacceptable.
Unacceptable? Joe, I clearly explained the ground rules to Daniel if he wanted to work here again, and within a matter of hours he is completely disregarding everything I've said.
But he was just trying to get me out of a tricky situation.
Yeah, well, do you think we'd be discussing this if I didn't know that?
So, where do we go from here?
Well, I think it's blatantly obvious he needs proper supervision.
Which I would be more than happy to provide.
Well, after what happened last time, Joe, I don't think that's an option. I mean, I'd do it myself, but it needs to be another GP.
Agreed, but with Nick going off next week, that leaves Jimmy. I'm not sure he's supervisor material.
Well, no, I think he'd be keen. I just don't know how he'd deal with Daniel being older.
And more experienced.
So, I was thinking George.
I didn't think she was well enough to return to work.
Well, no, she's getting better. And maybe she needs something to, encourage her back.
New challenge?
Well, your nephew is definitely that with bells on.
I suppose he is.
Anyway, I'll suggest it to her this evening.
OK, sounds like a plan.
Listen, Joe, I mean it. This is it for Daniel, last chance. If he messes up again, I'm going to have to cut him loose.
You okay? Archie,
I never knew.
you never asked.
It's massive.
It's just home.
Who would live in a house like this?
This is Archie. He's a friend. Archie, meet Charles and Camilla.
Charles and Camilla?
Yeah, my parents are like total royalists. Their pedigree, of course. Mummy won't even look at a crossbreed. Come on.
Good job she's not here to meet me then.
But you're ready for your lunch, now, aren't you? Should we go and see what's inside? Come on then.
There aren't going to be any more surprises, are there?
You haven't seen my tuppence yet.
What is the point in going over and over this?
Well, the fact that they're members of the same club can't be a coincidence. There is another way you could have found out the victims' addresses.
If you had access to the database.
I did wonder why you didn't ask Pillowell for a list of who has access.
Why didn't you ask him?
It's your case.
Yeah, and we're supposed to be working as a team. What's going on here, Adam? First the Leatherbridge Knights link that you don't bother sharing with me, and now this?
You have been off your game lately.
And you thought more progress would be made if someone else was running the case? Someone like you? When I'm not fit enough for this job, you were the first to know. And in the meantime, we do know someone who has access to the database, Matthew Pillowell. Maybe it's not just the reputation of his business he's worried about protecting.
A couple of traffic offences. Nothing. Hang on.
he is. Archie meets Tallyho Pensacola III. Let's give him his full mouthful. He's always been tuppence to me. My favourite big boy, aren't you? Yes, I've missed you. I have.
You fit my whole house in here.
You want to say hello? You won't bite.
The only thing I know about horses is that they turn into donkeys as soon as I put any money on them.
I can teach you to ride. This isn't about the horses, is it?
I don't know what you mean.
I've seen that look before.
Well, look.
Pauline Withers. She was supposed to be my best friend, but the first time she came around here and saw the stables and my walk-in wardrobe, she called me a toffee-nosed cow and would never speak to me again. But she was 15. I thought that you'd be more mature.
I've just never known anybody live in a place like this, all right? My parents still live in the same council house that I was brought up in.
Oh, right, so what, if I lived in a high-rise, that would be okay with you?
Well, at least I wouldn't feel like I'd walked into a photo shoot for Country Life.
Archie Hallam, you are an inverted snob.
No, I'm just a little bit out of my comfort zone, that's all.
All right, then. Well, next time you fancy a romantic weekend away, why don't you just book a couple of nights in Nuneaton? And you'll be going on your own.
There's no need for this, bringing me here. It's all a dreadful mistake.
Isn't that what you said about Curly Jackson?
It wasn't like she told it. It was just a case of high spirits.
Then how come a jury found you guilty?
She was just a stripper.
And that gives you the right to sexually assault her?
It was a rugby dinner that got a bit out of hand. I'd had too many whiskies. This half-naked woman sat on my lap and, yes, I copped a bit of a feel, but I didn't know it was against the rules.
And you were angry with her for reporting you?
I didn't think it was a police matter. I'd have apologised to the silly tart if I'd have known she was upset.
Of course, how could you know that being groped by a complete stranger would be upsetting?
But it was a mistake. I've done nothing like that before, or since.
But you admit you were shamed, humiliated by a stripper.
I suppose so.
And you've wanted to get revenge on silly tarts ever since, isn't that right?
No, hold on. I see what you're doing. You think I hurt all those women?
Is that why you set up your dating agency? So that you could get personal details on vulnerable women?
No. I just want to help them find love.
You haven't found love yourself, though, have you? Not since your wife left you after the court case.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I want to hurt women. I'd never do that. Wait. The attack last month, I had to read it in the papers because I was on holiday at the time. He brought my laptop. I made all the arrangements online. Check my emails. You'll see you've got the wrong man.
Oh, wait up! Come on, I'm sorry. Look, I'm being an idiot. I was still a bit of a shock, that's all.
Yeah, I get it. You think we're like chalk and cheese, fish and fowl.
Maybe fish fingers and caviar. But come on, it could still work, couldn't it? No, I'm not bothered about where you come from. It's you that I'm interested in. Not your family or your humongous house or your tuppence. Look, we've both been looking forward to this. Eh? Let's not ruin it.
It would have been earlier than this. Scroll down. There. Sunrise excursions. 2 weeks in Morocco starting on the 12th.
OK, so this confirms you paid for the holiday. It doesn't prove you actually went on it.
Go to my pictures. I downloaded all my holiday snaps.
OK, but the Cupid Club is still the only common factor to all the rapes. Who else has got access to your database?
Only Jemima, Karen, they enter all the new membership details.
What about that guy who was in your offices this morning?
Who?
Geeky looking, 30s, balding.
You mean Terry?
Terry?
Terry Warren. He fixes the computers when they go down. This morning he was working on my laptop.
Does he have access to the database?
Of course. He sorts out any bugs.
Check him out.
And next time your grandson asks you to join him, tell him that at your age, breakdancing has an entirely new meaning.
Yes, okay. Bye.
Bye.
So, how did it go? The meeting with Julia?
Ah, yes, it's all sorted. Sort of.
So I can still work here?
George has to agree to supervise you.
George?
Is that going to be a problem?
No. No, we work well together.
Yeah, well, she hasn't agreed to it yet.
Well, working more closely with me. How could she resist?
You can't think it's Terry. He's quiet, polite, lives at home with his mum.
What time does he finish work?
5:30, and he's got the afternoon off.
What?
He doesn't take proper holidays. He has the odd half day here and there.
Well, when exactly? Get me the dates now.
Terry Warren, 35, served time twice.
For?
Burglary, always in through the back door, used a jemmy.
No sex crimes?
Could just mean he's never been caught.
He's sitting there and I didn't even see him.
These are Terry's timesheets for the last 6 months.
He's been off every time there's been a daylight attack. How many women are on your database?
150, 60.
That's a lot of lonely women.
And any one of them could be
We
next.
don't have time to check on all of them.
What exactly was he doing on your laptop this morning?
Well, there's a problem with the keyboard.
But there'd be no reason for him to access the database.
No, but I can check and see if any of our customer records have been accessed. This is the last file Terry was looking at.
Get her address, quickly.
Well, it looks like there's no one in.
Hello, Miss Robert!
We don't even know if he's marked her down as next.
He's looking at a file only a few hours ago.
But whose was he looking at yesterday? Or last week?
We're gonna have to examine every computer he's had access to. It could take days. I'll take the back. Please! Get off her! Get off her! Don't be stupid, it's over! It's okay. Right, no, it's okay, it's okay, it's over. You're safe now, it's okay. It's okay.
Hi, George. It's only me. I didn't manage to make the supermarket, so how do you fancy going out for something to eat tonight? Listen, Joe and I were talking today, and we were really hoping that you would supervise Daniel. George?
Alice, I just thought you might like to know that we've got him.
You sure?
Positive. And if you ever want to talk, you know where I am. Jimmy, is that office still open?
One more. Oh, and you stay there.
Oh, come on, Archie, this is torture. Ooh.
Okay, now you can look. Ready to go chocolistic?
What's happening to me?
What do you mean?
I'm usually sharper than this, but these last few weeks, everything's just got harder. I'm missing things.
It's your imagination.
Like it's being pregnant.
How could it be?
Well, I don't know. Hormones, you're the doctor.
Well, some research has suggested that some pregnant women become more forgetful.
Oh, great, so I'm gonna have brains like custard for the next 7 months.
I said some women. Look, there's no reason why I can't carry on working normally for another few months.
Yeah, but I can't show any signs of weakness. It's not just Adam Dunbar who's after my job. There's plenty of other ambitious officers. They'd just love to see me fail.
Fail? You just caught a serial rapist.
Yeah, but could I have stopped him weeks ago? And I hesitated when I should have disarmed Warren.
Yeah, but you knew he was dangerous.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about my own safety. Do you think I'm too distracted by this pregnancy?
No, you did the best you could. No one could ask for more.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure that Alice Whittaker and Gillian Roper would agree with that.
Thanks. Thanks.
One more strawberry for madame.
Well, you can forget going fishing in your sleep. It's got to be death by chocolate for me.
You missed a bit.
Now for your trousers.
Surprise!
Mummy, Daddy, you're supposed to be having nibbles at the captain's table.
Norwalk virus. Cruise cancelled.
We were just having dinner. This is a friend of mine.
Hi, Archie. Nice to meet you.
Chocolate dipped banana.
Pack a suitcase.
Oh, calm down. Deep breaths, yeah?
He's found us.
I had hoped I'd be knocking on 2 doors.
You think you'll hurt me?
He'll get at me by hurting the one thing I care about more than myself.
Get in the shed and I won't hurt your mum.
He's not going to do anything stupid.
He's got our daughter.
Stopping a bully has serious consequences tonight. Drama with Waterloo Road at 8. Next this afternoon, Diagnosis Murder.